Whenever you're ready, buddy.
Today I'm going to talk about Nikola Tesla. He was a Croatian, born in the town of Smiljan, which is this thing work good. Croatia. Okay. Basically, he was born to a mother who was a homemaker. His father was a priest. Born back in 1856, July 10th. And as a child, he used to have these flashes of light, and he would kind of be brought on by somebody making a remark or just a certain situation he was observing, and he wouldn't be able to differentiate things that he was being told and visualizing from real reality. So, like, his interpretations were kind of weird, which definitely helped him out later on in life when he was working as an inventor. Now, once he was 24 years old, he went to work for a national telephone company as a technician. After a couple of years, he had grown up in ranks to become an engineer that was practically running the whole plant. When he turned 26, he went to Paris to work for Thomas Edison's international company called the Continental Edison Corporation. And he stayed there for a while, developing his technology of the polyphase motor, which I believe is. And what this did for us is just kind of allowed us to start creating more tools, machinery, kind of industrialize things a little bit more. After a couple of years working there, he ended up coming into the United States, working for Edison up in Philadelphia, I believe. And we're trying to develop a better generation system for Edison and brushless generators. And so Edison had promised to give him like $50,000, which back then was worth millions, and if he could get this generator working correctly. Well, after a few years, Nikola got it working, and he never got paid. So he ended up quitting working at Edison's company and started up his own company, the Tesla Light and Electric Manufacturing Company. This is one of the stock tickets from the company. And he just kind of started working on his own, trying to get things launched off. He had a really hard time, couldn't get a lot of financing. Then he ended up bumping into a guy named Westinghouse, where he helped make the induction motor, which is a brushless AC motor. And together, him and Westinghouse started trying to market the AC current. Because for the most part, everybody was running on Edison's DC, which, if you don't know the difference between the two, direct current and alternating current. Direct current is where it's just like a solid signal constantly feeding, and alternating current is where the signal is vibrating up and down, like it oscillates, so the polarities are switching. So it's not just going to be a constant positive or negative feed in one direction. That's whole other topic anyway. So him and Westinghouse started working together, and they developed the first generation system for hydroelectric turbines, and it was one of the first bladeless turbine systems that was out there, and they put it together in Niagara Falls, which was one of Tesla's dreams as a child. And they basically, after that, they got into these things called the current wars. And let's see, I've got a little video I want to show you real quick, just a short. It's Edison went around showing people how the dangers of alternating current were out there, and one thing he did was he electrocuted an elephant. I don't know if you can see this, but he tried to discourage people, and a lot of the problem that this brought up, he started, the first actual alternating current system that was put in was up in upstate New York at a penitentiary, and they used it for the electric chair. And then, so they went back and forth with this for a while. It ended up causing Tesla to go bankrupt pretty much with Westinghouse. So in an effort to save himself, he ended up selling all his shares and denied his royalties from Westinghouse. He then met J.P. Morgan, who wanted to work with him on wireless electricity. So Tesla started making this wireless electricity for a while. They built this first tower at Wardenclyffe, which is in Colorado Springs. This was supposed to be like the central point of where we were going to get our wireless electricity, so our cell phones wouldn't have batteries or anything, or well, they would, but it would be different. Kind of like your little charging things where you set your thing on top of it, induction charging. But anyways, after a while, JP Morgan found out that he wasn't going to be able to meter the electricity because it was free, anybody could tap into it, it's in the air. So he pulled all funding from it and started discrediting Tesla, and Tesla kind of ended up going crazy after a while. He developed the first radio before Marconi did. A lot of his patents were out there, and then Marconi was studying them, kind of elaborated on it. Morgan dumped all his money into Marconi because, that was the future of technology, radio. And, Tesla ended up dying in a hotel room in New York. It was the Hotel New Yorker. At the age of 87 from a heart failure. Throughout his life, people burned his labs and discredited him in this community, and nobody ever really paid attention to him. And most of you probably don't even really know who he is, but anytime you turn on a light, you can think of him now. So, Nikola Tesla.
That's the clicker in your hand, don't you?
Doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
Did you turn it off? Is it off?
Is this the button for power?
No, well, that'll shoot a laser in your eye if you're not careful.
Oh, the Tesla beam.
You can eat ice cream. No, you can eat ice cream.
I like French vanilla.
I've done too many nutrition classes.
It's like
And you talk about diet,
like strawberry linger ice
I didn't go too far over this.
cream.
strawberry ice
I
cream.
could talk for hours on that.
I bet.
Vegetarians are It just depends on your opinions.
So we had the meatitarian and the vegetarians.
Well, it just depends, like either way, you can't really win in a speech like that. It's just like with a Mac and PC.
No, but here's the bigger question. Are the Mac users the vegetarians or the PC users?
Pick Mac or
Greg, can you settle this for us? No, are you a meat eater or?
Oh my gosh. I love meat.
So there we go, that throws a wrench into
That's
that
some
one.
grass
I
fed
think
chicken fried
PC
steak last night.
eating
Some grass fed chicken.
I think the key is to eat healthy meats and then also eat vegetables.
Whenever you're ready, Tim.
In every sport,